Hi everyone! Today we're going to discuss quickly how we can best coordinate the research amongst all the analysts and how we do that with the Spotlight feature and with the micro reviews. So let me just go here to the Cyrator website. Now, just a quick introduction. Until now, we had a lot of analysts just choosing their own projects. And so one analyst spends a lot of time researching one project. And often those are not even projects that we want to really check out. We have developed a few features that allow us to basically have 20, 30, even 100 analysts coordinating their research together. So the first feature that's important for everyone to know is that once a week, analysts can spotlight a feature. And that's really to take a project that you think might be really good. You can bring in with a spotlight. I'll show you how to do that. Basically, if you go to ranking and spotlight, you can see all the projects that are currently in the spotlight. And those are projects, if you review them, analysts get double points. And that's how we make sure everyone reviews the same projects instead of going out and reviewing random projects. Now, the way to put a project into a spotlight is you can click create, select your project. Let's say I take Ethereum, for example, or like Ethereum POW, for example. And now you can see here the spotlight button. So if I create this, you should do a micro review. You can put the spotlight, rate it, and then you can write something. And once you click post, all the other analysts gets notified from that up here. You can see, for example, MRHB was added into Spotlight by another analyst. Decubate was added. So that's the first step. So once it's in the Spotlight, and now it gets quite important. We used to do it so that once it's in the Spotlight, people can write any kind of category review on it. However, we changed that now to make it much more effective. The problem is when people do a total review, they spend a lot of time, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours, maybe a day, maybe 2 days, to really properly research a project. But if a project is not interesting enough, we shouldn't waste time on it like that. So what we do now is that people only get double points for micro reviews. And so when a project goes into a spotlight, we want to have people come in to do the micro reviews. And once we have at least 5 micro reviews, if we go back to the spotlight, if we have at least 5 micro reviews and the project is above 2.5-star rating, then all the other categories will also get double points. The reason we do that is micro reviews. I'm going to show you quickly how I do it. Other people can do it differently, but I only spend maximum 30 minutes on researching a project for the micro review. We want lots of people to do a very quick review. And then if we see, hey, this project here, for example, it's a very interesting project. It's got a 5-star from Dan. It's got a 4-star from Charoon. It's gotten 5-star from me. So it already has 4.5, almost 5-star micro review status. So this is a project that we're hoping to then get all the analysts to come in and do much more detailed reviews. I quickly going to show you how I do my reviews. Other people can do it differently. I have a checklist here, which I can share with everyone. People can also comment on it. We can improve this over time. I don't try to understand yet specifically what a project does. I try to understand much more, do they even have the materials for me to understand it? And does the initial indicators look good? So, for example, is it easy to tell what it is? Let's go here to the website. Usually most of this stuff is on the website. So these guys have very clear, they say that they're a blockchain, right? So it's a layer 1. They are Bitcoin plus smart contracts plus decentralized ID plus scalability. So it's very clear what they do from the beginning. So I can check here, okay, that's good. I often, even maybe because I'm recording, I cannot select. I copy paste something like that and put it in here as a note, and that I will put in my micro review afterwards. Is the website functional? That's just if you go through many websites, when you click on stuff, the links don't really work, or they're broken, or it's just set up really strange, it's just bad quality. In this case, these guys are really good, and when you click on something, you land on explanations that make sense. So the website makes sense, so that's good. I'm not going to go through each part here individually. I'll just show you what is most important for me. Generally, you don't have to go list item by item. You can go through it, and if you realize, oh, this is an item on the list, For example, what's very important for me is that the website has very specific explanation, not very generic explanations. And if I go through a website and I see, oh, these guys are really, for example, if you click here, these are very specific explanations on how their tech works. And then I see, oh, they have that. Okay, I go in here and I check. Good. Maybe I know these guys, they don't have a team. They're actually decentralized, but that's usually a flag. So I know, okay, they don't have a team. It's either really bad when it's just a shitty project. But in this case, because they're very decentralized, they have a very active DAO. I think it's at least an okay. So I just jumped through the checklist like this. Bad projects, usually within 10 minutes, you already know, oh, this is nothing. And then good projects, maybe takes 30 minutes, something like that. You don't have to go through the entire list. I usually check out if they have a white paper. These guys have a very good white paper. It's on the bottom here, technical documentation. You can look into this here and it's very detailed, very specific technology. It looks more like a Bitcoin type white paper that's very straight to the point. So I don't read the white paper yet. I might quickly look at the abstract to see if it's very generic kind of stuff or if they're already here very specific about what they do. I might browse through it quickly, but the point is not to fully understand the project yet. For a micro review, the point is to just understand if you can understand the project later on when you do a deeper review. So they have a white paper, they have very specific, good explanations on the website, everything works in general. So that's the kind of stuff I look for. A very important thing is if they constantly try to sell the token on their page, that's a big flag. These guys don't do it at all. So that's very good. That's green. Do they have a healthy community? That's an important one. I always go into the community quickly. These guys here have very kind of serious technical discussions, not just to the moon messages. So that's a very important indicator. They only have 1,000 members or so, but it's just extremely active and everywhere you look, it's very good, strong kind of discussions. So that's the checklist I go through. I'm going to share this with everyone. You guys can comment and see if we want to improve this checklist over time. But the important thing is we don't want to spend more than 30 minutes on a micro review. Then we go here. I can show you my micro review for this project as I've already gone through. Yeah, I just give a very quick introduction here. I love this project based on 30 minutes research. Gives me Casper vibes. It really reminds me. Casper is one of our platform's favorite projects that is very technical. It's very early stage. It's very smart, great team behind it. So this project made me feel very similar. And I wouldn't mind spending a lot more diving into the white paper and discussing all the different aspects with the other people on Curator. And then I just do bullet points. Basically, I usually copy paste bits into here that I find interesting. I take screenshots of interesting things I see on the website, and then I go here and I just report all the bullet points, what I like, what I didn't like. I add screenshots that hopefully help people very quickly understand the project even without having to go into the website. And that's pretty much it for the micro review. So the idea is everyone does micro reviews, spend short amount of time on it, and then once a project in the spotlight has at least 5 micro reviews. We are going to change this interface a bit because we're just making the changes that I'm explaining to you. Right now we see only the rating, but we'll add an additional column where you see the average of the micro reviews here. So once we have 5 micro reviews and the score is over 2.5, then all the other reviews will get double points as well. And then I think also there it's good if we have a more coordinated approach. Some people are much better in tokenomics, other people are great at analyzing the team, some the idea. That me personally, I'm more of a technology kind of guy. Some people are very good with community. So the idea is do a micro review first. That's good if everyone does it, because then we get a feel from various different perspectives. And if we collectively think, oh wow, this is 4 or 5 stars, then it's good if we spend much deeper research into the area that we really understand. It's better if one person who's really good at community spends 3 hours researching the community than 3 hours researching community and team and progress and all these things. We already have 25 analysts. I think we're going to grow very quickly to 50 plus analysts over the coming weeks. And with everyone bringing in the projects they think are most interesting, and then us having such a coordinated way of researching these projects, we can very quickly be aware of all the best projects that are launching in the space. And that's the goal of what we're doing here. A project is in Spotlight for 2 weeks. If there's 5 micro reviews and the project is below 2.5, then it gets kicked out of the Spotlight. If at the end of the 2 weeks the project is at least 4-star or 4.5 stars, the analyst will get a bonus. We haven't defined the bonus yet. We think maybe the analyst will level up and it will just give them a percentage bonus on all of their earnings. But this is being decided over the coming weeks. The difference between Spotlight and not Spotlight is just that you get double points. So if you want to see your points, click up here, then you can click on your points. And here you can see the Spotlight ones, it's crossed out. A Spotlight micro review used to get 5 points, so now it's 10 because it's Spotlight. We're changing this, that micro reviews used to get half points, but they're going to get the same points as everyone else. If you just want to review a project that you know a lot about, there's 2 ways. Either you go to the project, let's say it's 1inch network, you can search for it up here, let's say Ethereum, right? So Ethereum has a few reviews here already. You can go on here and click plus. Then the project is already in here. You can select the category that you want to review on, let's say the team. Then you can give your rating and then you can write whatever you want. You can post links in here. You can upload pictures as sources. That's one way. The other way is simply clicking create up here. Let me go back. Clicking create and then just type in the search bar what you want. Ethereum, select it, and then it's the same thing. If the project is not in the system yet, you can go to the menu up here and click add project. There's 2 ways. The best way is if they're already on CoinMarketCap, just find the project on CoinMarketCap. Say this one. Okay, because this one is ranked 2000 something, it's not in there automatically. You just copy the link from up here, then you go back here, click this, put in the link, click import, and then the project comes in. If it's not on, I'll just do it quickly. Yeah, so then the project is here. You see it automatically puts the image, the link, everything, and then you can click plus, and then you can write your review. If the project is not in yet, then you need to put some more information, the project name. It's really good if you put at least the website so we can find it. We will then later upload the picture, and it's good if you give a basic description, but this stuff can be edited later. So if you can at least put the name and the website, that would be very helpful. If you click submit, then the project is there and then you can start rating. Other than that, you can just review whatever category you like. However, let me give you a few things on how to best write a review other than just a category. And we actually have that here. We have that little guide. We always want to start the review with an opinion first, then general information, and then sources. And the issue is a little bit that most people, when they start reviewing, they always explain the thing. So for example, if you do the team for Ethereum, they would say, oh, Vitalik is the founder and he studied this and that. And then they mention all the additional team members. But that's just explaining facts. And if everyone was always explaining facts over and over again, in a review it would get very boring because it would get very repetitive. And it's actually quite difficult to read because you have to basically make your own analysis from the facts. So what you're supposed to do is write your opinion first. You can start by saying, I think the Ethereum team is the best from all the blockchain people. And then you can say, because this and this and this. And then once you've written your main opinion, the most important thing, then you can give supporting facts. For example, if someone studied somewhere or worked with someone somewhere, just these kind of facts. But the opinion should come at the top, and basically the too long didn't read at the top. That's what people will read. It's very good if you add sources on the bottom, add screenshots and stuff like that. I would like to show one sample review that I really like. You can always go here to the guidelines. We're slowly building up these guidelines. There's a few guidelines here on how to write for each category. However, we only have 3 categories so far. We'll be adding the other ones soon. And this is what should go into a category. However, up here you have the same kind of guidelines how to write reviews. And then you will have some sample reviews that are really good. I really like this on-chain example here from LGG because it's very short, but it's very to the point. So the on-chain activity for optimism, it's 3 stars, and he says the project lacks substantial on-chain activity as evidenced by the daily transaction volume that shows a spike before a planned airdrop and a sharp decline after the airdrop. Conclusion, the project is being used primarily by airdrop hunters, abusing the system with multi-acts in pursuit of the airdrop. There is a lack of genuine, meaningful on-chain activity, but hope to see healthy growth. So you'll see a lot of other reviews that are much longer, but this review is, I love it because it's short, it tells you exactly what you need to know, it's backed up by a very powerful screenshot. So this gives all the most important information in a very short amount of time. And this is what I personally am looking for a lot in reviews. I think that's all. Last thing is reviews can be edited. For now, we don't have revision history yet. We will add that for accountability's sake, so people can always go back in time to see how reviews have been edited. But the reason that they are editable is that we want analysts to evolve over time. Let's say you write something and then people can come in the comments and say, hey, this is actually changed. Maybe they can update new screenshots. And then the analyst can say, okay, I'm going to go and edit my reviews with the latest information. That way we can stay updated. That's one reason. The second reason is that makes it more collaborative. So an analyst doesn't have to know everything about a project. They can just go and say, this is my current opinion. From what I know now, this is what I think, blah, blah, blah. Post a review, done, and doesn't spend too much time on it. And then that allows the community to almost educate the analyst, and then over time we can improve the review together to make it really solid. This is all designed because if we all have to always write perfect reviews, we're going to spend endless amounts of time writing reviews. And that's just not feasible because there's so many projects out there. So we need to make sure that we get the most effect for the amount of time that we put in. And that's why we want people to just don't feel so serious basically about writing a review. Write with what you know first, what you know so far. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Write what you know, post a review, let the community help you bring information to you, and then improve the reviews over time.